President Muhammadu Buhari today visited Imo State, where he commissioned projects and met with some leaders of the Southeast region to dissect his mission in Imo. And the PDP has set the ball rolling for its national convention. Governor Ahmadu Fintiri is the chairman, and we shall be speaking with him tonight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye in Lagos. Let's tell you that the Independent National Electoral Commission, NEC, has listed Mr. Valentine Ozigbo as a candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the November 6 Anambra governorship election. The umpire today said it is obeying the judgment of the Court of Appeal Owerri Division, which ordered the commission to recognize and publish Mr. Ozigbo's name as the PDP governorship candidate. NEC's latest action comes after a series of lawsuits which created uncertainties around who becomes the candidate of the party following controversial primaries. NEC also announced that it is publishing Mr. Ozigbo's name alongside his running mate, Ms. Lillian Azuka Enemo. The final list of candidates, according to the commission, will be published on the 7th of October 2021. NEC has also says that it is moving non-sensitive materials like the non-pharmaceutical COVID-19 items such as hand sanitizers, face masks, envelopes, posters, stickers, sellotapes, scissors, liquor gum, and other stationery items required mainly at a polling unit level. Still on issues relating to Anambra governorship election, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has dismissed an appeal filed by Mr. Edozie Njoku and Chinedu Okoro challenging the judgment of the Court of Appeal Kano Division delivered on August the 10th, which had affirmed Victor Oye as the national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. Delivering ruling today, Justice Jumai Sankey held that the appeal constituted an abuse of court process, having been bound by the judgment of the Kano Division delivered on the 10th of August, which affirmed Victor Oye as the national chairman of APGA. The three-man panel, led by the president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongba-Mensem, unanimously dismissed the appeal on the grounds that the court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain such suit, stressing that doing so would amount to sitting on its own judgment. The court also awarded the sum of 10 million naira against the appellants in favor of Sylvester Ezeokewa and All Progressive Grand Alliance. Let's get you updated as we bring you some of your political roundup stories.
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has been representing President Muhammadu Buhari at a virtual extraordinary session of the Authority of Heads of State of the Economic Community of West African States. The Vice President is asking leaders to take proactive steps to prevent coups d'etats on the continent. Professor Yemi Osinbajo says the unconstitutional seizure of power in any form is unacceptable and has no place in the 21st century. The Lagos State House of Assembly has passed the state's value-added tax law and the bill prohibiting open cattle grazing in the state. The bill on the value-added tax follows disagreement by the state for the Federal Inland Revenue Service to collect tax on behalf of the federal government. That collection by FIRS had been a subject of controversy before the Rivers State government got a court judgment empowering it to take charge of the collection. The Lagos State government took a cue from that and began legislation on taking charge of its own VAT collection. During the same session, the state lawmakers passed the law banning open grazing in the state. When passed the law, Lagos will be joining Benue, Ogun, Ekiti, Ondo, Rivers and other states that have passed the law banning open grazing. The two bills were passed after unanimous votes by the lawmakers at the sit-in, where they were read the third time. The chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, says the commission has started rebuilding some of the facilities destroyed in the southeast. Speaking at the third quarterly meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, Professor Yakubu adds that the attacks on the commission's facilities have subsided.
I am glad to report that we have made arrangement to replace all lost movable materials.
One of Nigeria's political parties, the Action Alliance, is angry with the refusal of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to recognize its leadership and candidates in the forthcoming Anambra governorship election. The chairman of the party, Chief Kenneth Udeze, made demands during a peaceful demonstration at the INEC headquarters in Abuja. He lamented that despite several court orders, the Electoral Commission was yet to recognize its leadership and governorship candidates.
Legitimate candidate of Action Alliance in the upcoming Anambra governorship election is John Okechukwu Ikotuonye, who was legitimately elected to be our ticket. Any other individual imposed by INEC on the party shall be politically and legally resisted.
So let's get started. President Muhammadu Buhari has visited Imo State and the Southeast region, where he commended the governor of the state, Hope Uzodinma, for his commitment in providing quality infrastructure and security for the people of Imo State. The president was speaking while inaugurating some projects executed by the Uzodinma-led administration in Imo State. He says that the governor has proven beyond measures to be competent as a governor. He assures the government and the people of Imo State of the federal government's continued support in delivering the dividends of democracy to the people. Take a listen to the president.
I think I have to refer to the old saying that seeing is believing. I accepted this invitation to come to see what the governor wanted me to see. And I have seen enough that justifies his integrity in making sure that he is working very hard to make sure that you get the structure necessary for you to build often. I am very impressed with what he has done, because I have gone through the same problem at the center to make sure that infrastructure is what will enable the people to mind their own businesses. If there are no roads, if there is no security, what can people do? Absolutely nothing. I am very pleased that by some fabulous coincidence, my idea and that of your governor coincided. I am very pleased with what I have seen, and I assure you that at the center, I will try to encourage Imo State within the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That's President Muhammadu Buhari there. So let's get talking. But indeed, what are the issues? Odima scorecard, President Buhari's visit and the sit-at-home order, and the APC and the Southeast agenda. In all of this, what is the bottom line? The bottom line, implications of Buhari's visit to Imo State. What does this mean? Let's get more on today's event in Imo State from the host governor. Senator Hope Uzodinma, who joins us from Owerri, the capital of Imo State. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight. I figure that is one of the projects. You're sitting right in the room of one of the projects that was commissioned today by President Muhammadu Buhari. But first and foremost, I know the president is your good friend. How does that visit come to you? What does this mean to you?
Well, thank you, Chairman. The visit meant so much to me. One, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria visiting Imo State. Imo State is a federating unit in the Nigerian project, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Recall that January 15th, 2020, I was sworn in as the governor of Imo State. And when I assumed office, I did a comprehensive study of what is supposed to be done to make Imo State come afloat. We met Imo State as a state with serious decay in terms of infrastructure. Imo State was almost disappearing from the nominal role of states that must exist. No roads. Citizens in Owerri surrendered their homes and buildings to flood. In fact, things fell apart and there was no center. So we embarked, starting from Owerri, the state capital, on an urban renewal project. One, to cure what? Shehu, are you here? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Please go ahead. Loud and clear.
So we embarked on a recovery mission to recover the state, rehabilitate the infrastructure that has decayed over time, and possibly rehabilitate the aged and dilapidated buildings and government structures. In the course of doing that, we've been able to start and completed some projects ranging from roads, flood control drainage projects, Medicare for our citizens, and educational infrastructure. So among the completed projects, we begin the harvest of commissioning. And I invited Mr. President. He's the leader of the nation. He's not just a friend. He's the leader of the nation. He's the president of the country. And I invited the president to come commission some of these strategic projects. Recall that a few months ago, Mr. President virtually commissioned the 2 strategic economic roads that we started and completed. And today again, he came live to commission 2 strategic roads. One of the roads leading to 2 major federal tertiary institutions in Imo State. Federal University of Technology, Owerri, and Federal College of Science and Technology, Owerri. These roads for the past 20 years were abandoned. And in the process became a haven for robbers. When we came, we saw the need to fix this road. And we quickly fixed the roads, lit up the roads. And the students and teachers in those schools today are very happy. So, Mr. President, to the glory of God, commissioned this road today. You recall the complaints of many Imolites complaining of traffic congestions. We created also a bypass, allowing traffic from Onitsha Road going to Aba or to Okigwe to pass through Ebada, and we completed that road. Mr. President also commissioned the road today. Now the third project was the drainage project. Part of Owerri from the Tiger Street to Gumawaha Street almost were swallowed by flood. And the owners of the properties there surrendered to flood. We now deployed a balloon technology drainage system that now takes all that water, that flood, to the Otamiri River, almost a 3-kilometer distance. And Mr. President also commissioned this high technology project today. Here, for over 40 years, Imo State Government House have been meeting at the Executive Council level in a very old, dilapidated house, council chambers with no modern communication facilities. We embarked on the construction of a modern ESCO chamber where I sit now and I'm speaking to you from. We completed it with the modern communication facilities that will make business and policy formulations easy for us. And Mr. President also commissioned it today.
All right.
Strategic projects.
So it's interesting that these projects have come on stream now. But let's quickly get some clarity. You said you started some projects and you've commissioned them. Some of the projects that President Buhari commissioned today, were they started in your time, or it was a project that was initiated by your predecessor?
Every project commissioned by Mr. President was started and completed by my government.
Okay, so I mean, today also is very interesting, and we know what is happening in the Southeast region, where non-state actors make orders. For example, the sit-at-home order. How does that come in the midst of the president's visit?
Well, what is important to me is that Mr. President visited, and he could see the excitement of the entire Igbo nation, the leadership. We receive Mr. President, commend Mr. President, pledge to support Mr. President's government and policies. And when we said this, we meant it. We meant every inch of the word. That we are supporting the President, we are supporting his administration, we are supporting all his policies because Mr. President has shown sufficient interest in terms of pragmatic approach in listening and being insensitive to the hearings of Imolites and Igbo people in general. So we meant it, and our people came. You could see that with sit-at-home order, which is only a social media sit-at-home order. The sit-at-home order is not in Imo State, because we never issued any sit-at-home order. Imo people are excited, Imo people are happy that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one united Nigeria with a common destiny, visited Imo State, commissioned projects, spoke to his people, and we are happy, and he left happy. There was no security breach. There was no incident of disloyalty. There was no violence. There was no rebellion. I think I don't need to go into rumor and all that social media propaganda anymore. But I can tell you that Imo State is calm and people are going about their businesses. And anybody who tells you that there are people who are rebelling or who are protesting or who are saying they are not part of Nigeria, please don't count Imo State as part of such people. The truth of the matter is that we believe in the unity of this country. We believe in one Nigeria. We have our destiny. We respect the legacies left behind for us by our forefathers. And that is what we are following. And President Muhammad Buhari has shown sufficient integrity and capacity to make every Igbo man believe in his administration.
Before I go into before I go into the politics of things and the meeting that he had after the commission, let me ask you, because in governance, it's one thing to do a project that the people are yearning for. It's another thing for the leader to think that this project is good for my people. So the question will be, how popular is some project that you have done today? And in economic terms, how will it improve the lives and the livelihoods of the people of Imo State?
Well, the projects commissioned today by Mr. President, the two strategic roles, that is the reason for calling the project strategic projects. The two strategic projects are economic roads. Like I told you, the first road leads to the two federal tertiary institutions in Imo State, Federal University of Technology and Federal College of Technology, Owerri. And these two institutions have students from all over the country in them. And these students are brought by their parents at the resumption of every session. And of course, you will agree with me that the more and better the parents are comfortable with these schools, the increase in their IGR. So in terms of economy, it is economic. In terms of politics, it is also facilitating our integration into the national education platform. Socially, it enables free movement of students and lecturers go into their schools and come out of their schools. The Owerri drainage balloon technology is a 21st century technology that collects all the water, the flooding of Owerri that has sacked so many homes in the past into a collection point. And from the collection point, travel through the balloon tunnel into Otamiri River. On completion of this project, I would want to inform you that house rents in that area has tripled and value of real estate has gone almost by 4 times. So the people are jubilant and excited because these are people that already abandoned their homes and were attaching somewhere. But now that the flood has been removed, roads already repaired and rehabilitated, life already brought back to the place, the people are now happy. So it is not only politically, it is also economically and socially expedient that these projects were done. And our people are very happy. Our people appreciate the fact that these things has been done. And before embarking on this project, we did a comprehensive study on what is required to make life meaningful in Owerri. And we are following that roadmap. So we mean what we are doing and we mean what we say. And when we do things here, we do things here for the benefit of mankind, to the glory of God. So I am not interested in the blackmail and the ugly propaganda of opposition parties and people who don't like good things. But I'm interested in serving the people, and I want to leave a legacy that I'll be remembered for when I leave this place.
So let's talk about some of the things that came out of the president's visit today, part of which the conversations that we understand around the unity of Nigeria, the place of the Southeast region in the collective destiny of Nigeria. Did the president speak about the unity of Nigeria to the Southeast leaders who are there? We understand also that the Ohanese, some of the leadership of Ohanese were also at that meeting. What did the president say at that meeting?
Well, we had a meeting with Mr. President, and I can tell you what you can confidently call the leadership of Igbo land met with the president. And among other things agreed in that meeting is that the unity of Nigeria is irrevocable. We believe in the unity of the country, because if there is anybody who must work towards the unity of this country, it's Igbo man. Reason being that there is no part of this country, there is no local government in this country, you will not see an Igbo man. In fact, if there is any local government in this country, you don't see an Igbo man, you must be worried whether such a local government belongs to Nigeria. So therefore, we are not interested in what people say. We are not also interested in any arrangement that will dismember this country. We believe in the unity of the country. We support the central government. We also know that the only thing we are asking for is that there must be equity, fairness, and justice in the disposition and the transactions of the country in the project Nigeria. This is simple what we are talking about. We love the president. We believe in his administration. We are working with him. And we believe in what he's doing. The president, of course, is not God. He's not perfect. He may have some challenges here and there. But we must rise as his followers and support him and ensure that at the end of the day, his good policies are implemented and the benefits of such policies given to the people. For instance, Chiu, I must tell you now, government came, government left. For the past 25 years, we've been hearing second Niger bridge, second Niger bridge, second Niger bridge, government after government. It is only the government of President Muhammad Buhari that has spent over 378 billion naira to embark on second Niger bridge. And as I speak to you, that project is 95% completed and will be commissioned by March next year. And this project means so much to Igbo man. We are passionately attached to this project. Tell me why we must not support this man, having solved our problem. Even God, when we worship God, we expect things from God. When you worship God, you believe that God will solve your problems. When you believe in a president, you have to hope that the president must solve your problems. This is a president who has come, became insensitive to the hearings of Igbo people, and they're solving our problems one by one. But I got to Enugu Road is being done. Or Enugu Onitsha Road is being done. Only last month, a new naval base has been established in Imo, in Oguta. This is done with the approval of Mr. President. And with that naval base, we are sure of protection within our waterways. Illegal bunkering will be reduced. Banditry will be reduced. Armed robbery will be reduced. Piracy will be reduced. This is the solution we've been looking for over 20-something years. So let us not pretend about this thing. And must not give a dog any bad name to hang the dog. We believe in the president. He is our partner. And we have historical reason to believe that this president will protect our interests.
All right, well, we need to take a break now, Governor, but stay with me because we'll get your concluding thoughts on one or two questions I'd like to raise, and we conclude the conversation. But we'll take a break now, and when we return, we get the final thought of Governor Uzodinma, but we'll be speaking about the PDP leadership matter. The governor of Adamawa State, Governor Hamadu Ofentiri, will be joining me afterwards in the aftermath of today's NEC meeting to discuss the PDP's future. He's now the chairman of the PDP's National Convention. Stay with us. More to come after now. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Concluding moments with the governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, who hosted President Buhari today. Governor Uzodinma, if you can tell us, at that meeting, was there any commitment that was given to the people of the Southeast about, because there's been this conversation on being sidelined in the mainstream of the national politics? And ahead of 2023, a lot of people are already talking about Igbo presidency. Was there any commitment given to the leaders today after that meeting?
I don't understand what you mean by commitment. Our people came to receive Mr. President, who visited Imo State, in solidarity to the governor of Imo State, and we did not. Has nothing to do with 2023 election or politics or any commitment. We only received the president who came here on a working visit, commissioned projects, and then had an interaction with us, you know. So I don't know, there was no other discussion as to 2023 election or not.
Yeah, because I was asking that in view of the agitation of marginalization. I guess that also was a matter that was discussed today when the leaders were meeting the president.
No, I don't know who told you that. There was no such discussion, and there was no mention of marginalization or whatever you may call it. But I know that we came out in our numbers, and leadership, the highest leadership in Ebola came out to receive the president, and they pledged to work with him and to support his administration. And we are serious about it. We meant it.
On a final note, Governor, one of the clamor is an Igbo presidency in 2023. Is your party making that promise? Is there any hope of having an Igbo man as president in 2023?
We are not looking for an Igbo president. We are looking for a president of Nigeria. And me as a party, APC, we believe that what we are practicing here is partisan democracy. And every politician must be loyal to his party. At the end of the day, it is the decision of the political party you belong to that will matter. Because you cannot be a president if you are not sponsored by a political party. So when it comes, APC will take into consideration all factors, covert and overt, and then take a decision. And once that decision is taken, all members of the party will be bound by that decision.
All right, I'd like to congratulate you again, Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, for that successful visit, like you've described it, and I wish you the very best in the coming days. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight, Senator Hope Uzodinma, Governor of Imo State. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's switch gears now, everyone. The People's Democratic Party's National Executive Committee meeting has ended in Abuja, where the party inaugurated a campaign council for the Anambra governorship election. The acting national chairman of the PDP tasked the committee to do all it can to deliver Anambra for the PDP. The deputy chairman of the campaign council, the governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, says that the council will do all it can to reconcile all aggrieved members in the state and ensure that the party goes into the election as a united body.
NEC approved the composition of the National Convention Planning Committee as well as a zoning committee to zone National Working Committee offices. The National Convention Planning Committee, National Convention Organizing Committee, the NEC approved the Right Honorable Ahmadu Umar Fintiri, the Governor of Adamawa State, as Chairman, 2021 National Convention Organizing Committee. Senator Doye Diri, the Governor of Bayelsa State, is the Deputy Chairman of the committee, while Engineer Sheyi Makinde, the Governor of Oyo State, is to serve as committee's secretary. On zoning committee, NEC approved Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, the Governor of Enugu State, as chairman of zoning committee. Dr. Samuel Otom, the Governor of Benue State, is the deputy chairman on zoning committee.
You heard the spokesperson of the PDP based on talking about the outcome of today's NEC meeting. Let's get talking. But what are the issues, everyone? First and foremost, the logistics of the National Convention, we'll discuss that tonight. The party's zoning arrangement and unifying aggregate members amidst all of these crises. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the bottom line of this conversation? The dilemma of birthing a new PDP leadership. And so, I'm being joined by the chairman of the PDP National Convention Committee, the governor of Adamawa State, Mr. Amado Fintiri. He joins us from Abuja. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Amado Fintiri, governor of Adamawa State. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. Let's begin. I probably will say congratulations because it's perhaps a lot of responsibility and trust for your party to give you that burden of midwifing your party from present leadership to the future leadership. So I think it's an honor to get that kind of responsibility. But let's begin first and foremost. A lot of people will wonder how you will be able to navigate through this very close timing. The timing is a very huge issue. Is that a problem, a sort of concern of worry to you at all?
Shehu, thank you. Good evening, Nigerians. Really, I'm used to such a very Herculean task in my life, so I believe the assignment that has been given to me by my party to give birth to new leadership that will steer the affairs of the party in the next 4 years is not going to be a very difficult one. We are really mindful of the time and will prepare adequately to ensure that we give the list that Nigerians are expecting from us. And this is what we are all out for, particularly looking at the caliber of people who are in panel in that committee, their wealth of experience, their background, and the offices they have held in their life in this country. I think they will be able to give us the expected and the maximum support to succeed so that we give birth to what the Nigerians are expecting from us as the next leaders for our great party, the PDP.
Give us more details about the venue of the convention. We know it's in Abuja. Usually the party has always used the Eagle Square. Does that status quo remains?
Yeah, you more or less answer the question because we will be using the Eagle Square certainly because that is the venue that can take the size of the delegates we're expecting in the convention. Except otherwise, I think for now, my plan is to go and secure the Eagle Square so that the convention will be peaceful, it will be very orderly and well organized. Like I said, considering the size and the magnitude of the people that we're expecting in the convention.
The National Convention...
And that has been approved.
Sorry, go ahead.
That has been approved by NEC also. Yeah, the venue has been approved by the National, by NEC in our last meeting, not today's NEC. Even though they were not specific, but Abuja was chosen as the center for the convention. But I think everybody should be expecting the convention to hold at the Eagle Square. And like I said, except otherwise, which I think also nothing can prevent us from applying and having the Eagle Square to hold our convention. So as a first choice, I think we will be going out for the Eagle Square.
The National Convention of your party, based on your party's constitution, which I have here with me, is the highest strata in the leadership and administration of your party. So in that sense, I know that a few congresses here and there needs to be sorted before the convention. Can you talk us through how you're going to administer these congresses, these elections, when the calendar, or how the calendar looks, and when you are going to execute these congresses before the convention?
Yes, we have about 9 states across the nation to conduct our congresses from the ward to the state convention, which will transit into our convention in about 2 weeks from the end of the state congresses. But be that as it may, it will not affect the planning, the organization of the National Convention, because that is a different organ on its own. And other committees will be set up by the NWC to go and supervise and conduct those congresses in the states that, I mean, particularly on the 9 states, which my state is inclusive, Adamawa. But whatever that happens as a fallout from the congresses in those states, their ESCO will still or can still come and participate in the National Convention, because some of them, their time may not be running out from those dates. So I don't think organizing congresses in the 9 states will have any effect or any challenges in organizing the National Convention. They are separate, and they can go very pursue at the same time.
So let's get it clearly also, because Eda Akinwumi, he was the one who led the NEC today as the acting national chairman of the party. At the National Convention, will it be the turn of Prince Uche Secondus to do that, or it would still be Eda Akinwumi?
As it is today, Elder Yomi is the acting national chairman until otherwise the court rules in favor of Secondus. I think the status quo remains that it is Elder Yomi that will chair the convention. I think there is no ambiguity in that, and it's normal with a big party like PDP, which has a lot of not just big in size, but I think even big in capacity, institutional capacity, with all the organs functioning. That is why we didn't have any headache when we went through the minor and little crisis weeks ago, that the court said for now Secondus should not be the chairman until the substantive matter is heard. And the Deputy National Chairman South stepped in as provided in our Constitution. And so also I think whatever that happens tomorrow, the Constitution has made provision for it, and then we will take it. But to tell you that even Secondus is in support of this convention, and he will not do anything that will mar the organization of this convention, because we all believe in our party, the PDP. We are all committed to it, and we will do everything, we will bring our hands on deck to ensure that we have a successful convention.
I mean, this is something that a lot of people have been wondering and talking about. Indeed, who are those, or who is it that wants Prince Uche Secondus out?
I think it's not a matter for discussion now. What is very important is that the NEC has impaneled a committee to organize one of the best and freest convention ever that we have ever had in the PDP, which will give birth to more credible National Working Committee that will go and organize 2023 for PDP. And that is what Nigerians are waiting for, and I think that is what we are all out for at the moment, because 2023 is for tech. And I think we will not joke with it. We will do everything within our power to ensure that we pull ourselves together, we organize ourselves, and we will not, what Nigerians least expect is to see that we win the election in 2023, so that we will continue to give them that purposeful and good leadership that PDP is used to for Nigerians.
So the reason why I'm asking is this, for a lot of the PDP followers who are watching tonight, and for a lot of Nigerians who are perhaps monitoring, may not be the supporters, but they indeed are interested in how your party runs its affairs. They're wondering why those who want Prince Uche Secondos out, why they want him out, and perhaps if you can tell us what exactly is a crisis.
I think so at the moment, hello?
Please go ahead, sir.
So I think at the moment, Nigerians and PDP supporters out there are more concerned for the happening that took place in the national, in the NEC today, that we have impaneled a planning committee for the convention that will come in end of October, and that they are now waiting to see the outcome of the zoning committee, and then we will start to choose and see who can run the affairs of our party. As for who are interested in the secondos or who are not interested, I think that is not the concern of most of our followers or most of our supporters out there. What they are after is what will this committee, headed by myself, give them as one of the best in the convention. And I think that is what matters for me at the moment, is to see that I pool all the human resources that are in abundance in PDP, to see that we put our heads together, get those who we feel are among us that can deliver, and elect them during the convention, and they will steer the affairs of the party. I think that is what they are concerned with at the moment.
So what about the aggrieved members of the party? What is the effort in unifying or settling the rancor?
Of course, if you see the ingenuity with which we overcome our crisis, the so-called crisis that engulfed the party in the last few weeks or months, you can see we came out smooth. There was never a time that we were not able to summon the hurdles, because one, like I told you, we have institutional capacity in this party which cut across members of different organs, from the Governors Forum, former Governors Forum, former Ministers Forum, the BOT, the National Working Committee itself, and the abundance of supporters out there. They have steered our thinking, and that has made us to be very focused. And we have did the needful by impaneling this committee that I'm chairing by the grace of God, and by the support of my colleagues and support of the NEC members and Nigerians out there. So I think what will preoccupy me at the moment is to see that I give them the best ever, fairest and the best convention ever conducted in the history of PDP in this country.
One of the conversations today was how your party hopes to get back to the mainstream of national politics and win the 2023 election. Your party has that ambition, and that agenda is perhaps on the front burner. But in the eye of an average Nigerian, how do you think your party is faring? How do you think Nigerians see your party? Do you think that they see your party as that party that they can believe in or trust with their votes in 2023?
I think at the moment, Shehu, you can choose between the wrong and the right. And I think the right thing to do at the moment is to go with PDP, because that is the party Nigerians believe, because it's the party that has given them the right thing that they deserved. And I think we have steered the affairs of this country differently from what is happening today. If you believe in what Nigerians are saying, and or what I may tell you here, or what you've been hearing, And so the PDP is on top gear to see that we take over power in 2023.
So
after all, APC is built around one person.
Can you explain what you mean by that, Governor?
Of course, APC is built around the capacity and integrity of Mr. President. That is all. That's all they have.
And that is not enough from your own point of view?
He is not contesting in 2023. So he will not be able to use his integrity to bring in somebody. And most so Nigerians are suffering.
Let's finalize our conversation here. What kind of chairman is your party looking forward to? We are hearing the sideline and people are talking, and we are hearing that you're perhaps looking forward to a former governor as your chairman. Is that the kind of caliber of person that you want? You want a very strong politician, isn't it?
Want a very strong politician, and I must assure you, what is in abundance? What is in abundance in PDP is human resources. We have a lot of caliber of people from the north to the south that can steer the affairs of this party. At the moment, we will continue to plan, we will continue to organize, and wait for the outcome of the zoning committee. By the time they finish the assignment, we will now be able to know who and who or where our chairman will come from, or who will support to be our next chairman. But I must assure you, we will give you a chairman that will stand the test of time in the 21st century.
We hope that chairman will be able to see out his tenure as chairman, because that's one thing that the PDP has not been lucky with. On a final note, and in just about 40 seconds, if you may, Governor, I know the Northeast, where you are from, has not had an opportunity of feeding a president in Nigeria. Would you like to see a Northeasterner or someone from Adamawa State become a president?
You see, Shehu, I'm not a daydreamer. And the Northeast, like any part of Nigeria, is abundant with a lot of good leaders. But I will not want to preempt the zoning committee. I will still wait until they finish their assignment. Then we will be able to know who will support or who will occupy the office of the president in 2023. But it's our hope and belief that the person that will occupy the office of the president in 2023 will come from PDP.
And that will be from the north or from the south?
It's going to come from the person the zoning committee will zone the presidency to.
All right.
Or what? Yes, it's going to come from the outcome of the zoning committee.
All right. Governor of Adamawa State and the chairman of the PDP National Convention Committee, Right Honorable Hamadu Fintiri, thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Shehu.
Thank you indeed. But that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.